Hello and welcome to Crypto Novus. My name is Chris Brown and I'm your host. On this episode, I want to take a look at XRP. I'm personally a holder of XRP. I'm a firm believer in the project, and I really think they're going to accomplish what they're looking to accomplish. And this past weekend has been exciting for the altcoins. This one in particular, it's gone about 50% in the last 7+ days. It started in the mid 20s and now it is knocking on the door of 50 cents. So let's take a look and see, because I'm curious myself as to what the next moves might be for this particular altcoin. What piqued my interest was this article by Michael Van Dope, I believe is his name, for Cointelegraph. And as we scroll down, he made some comments about what to look for, in particular with three coins, but we're looking at XRP. And what he had said was down here that, you had to be aware that the levels to be watched are clearly above the current price, where several resistances are found at basically 42 cents and 49 cents are critical lines. Well, we blew past 42 and we're sitting at 49. So he basically has the daily chart here, and I'm going to blow it up. This is from Trading View, and it clearly shows. This is also the I think daily wick, if you will. And so basically, what he's showing here is up in the red these levels of resistance. Again, this is the 42.78 that we blew past, and then this is just under 50. This is I'll call it 50 cents for lack of a better way of describing it. These areas right here are basically 33 cents, 33.6, and this is 30 cents and 8. And these are now definitely going to be levels of support. If we look back, the last time XRP was at this level was in June, and basically from May to June, July of 2019. So it's been quite a while. And so as I look at this, I mean, it definitely is nice for it to be back at this location. But as you can see, it's shot up, very parabolic in terms of it's getting up to here all the way up to 50. So, I mean, what that basically says to me is there's going to need, at some point in time, there's definitely going to need to be a retracement back. And the question is when, and the question is, of course, how much. And looking at what happened back here in 2019, it was a parabolic run as well, but it did retrace back, and it oscillated a little bit before it, fell down completely and went all the way down to, in the teens back in May. So this was helpful. So I'm going to go back to the weekly just for a second. And here's the weekly, and I really like what this is showing because it's showing this area right in through here, which is the May and June and July, if you will, back in 2019. But it's interesting to note that the next place that it would want to reach for is up here at about 76 cents. And it's something that we need to put in the back of our minds, because there's no real resistance. Clearly at this level, there's a lot of resistance. There's resistance here back in 2019, and then further back in late 2018 and 19, there was a lot of purchasing being done there. So it's going to take some effort for it to blow past this. In moving to the day chart here, we can see how parabolic this run was. We can see that the MACD is way up here. It's in the stratosphere. And the RSI is just extremely high. It's beginning to crest back down now, but it's sitting around 92.97, which is the highest it's been in a very, very long time. So at the very least, if it retraces, it'll retrace back to at least the RSI 70 level, at least that. So before I go into trying to figure out how much it's going to retrace, let's take a look at something on CoinGecko. This is the site that I use for those of you that are new to the crypto space. This is a good site because it gives a lot of data on the coin. I'll quickly just review it real fast. Up here, obviously, the label of the coin, the ranking, which is number 3, a link to the website. It gives you market cap information over here on the right, as well as the high and the low. So for today, the low was 41 cents, the high was 48 cents. So without a shadow of a doubt, it'll touch back around 40, 41 cents, I think, before it shoots through 50. That's going to be my guess at this point. As we scroll down, we can take a look again. Sentiment for the coin obviously is very high, 85%, you know. And it's been doing well in terms of its gains. In a year's time, 90%. So, and here's a chart looking at from basically March 21st till now. And again, this is that area of interest in that wasn't, I won't call it consolidation, but I think it will be area of resistance. If I go back, let me just quickly go back to, let's say 2018 and see where I can see that 79 cents or 76 cents. And that's right here. So looking at this chart, let me get this out of the way. So we're sitting here, and this is back in June of 19. Then there's an area here also. So we go back to October 18. There's also a lot of purchasing that was done in this price range. And so we've got pricing at 53 cents, pricing at 58 cents. So it's got a few barriers even up to 60 before it starts to reach up into the 80s. So I definitely see, my gut is it's gonna pull back. Again, I'm looking at these. This is not uncommon for XRP to do these parabolics and then stay up there for a little while and then come back down a little bit. So if I look at how this happened, you know, it shot up from a price of, well, 26 cents, kind of where it is now, shot up to here. So this could potentially go as high as 57 cents. That's a possibility. It could go as high as 57 cents before it retraces back down to 38 cents. Wow, big, huge spread. And then it might retrace a little bit back down to in the 30. I think it's going to touch back at some point back to 30 is my guess. But there is a wild card. We'll take a look at that in a second. There is a wild card, and we'll take a look at that in a second. So here I'm back at the price chart. And what I want to do is I want to go to the 4-hour, and I want to see where my Fibonacci retracements are going to be. So here are my Fibonacci retracement chart here. And I took it basically from a starting point of around 25 cents all the way up to, of course, the 49.5. And we definitely have seen activity where it's gone back down to the 0.382 or almost to the 0.382. Will it retrace back to the 5 is the question. And will it go all the way down to the 0.618? That's about where the 50 EMA is right now. And let me think about this for a second. You know, after thinking about it, I definitely see it coming back down to the Fibonacci levels of 0.5 for sure at that 38 level. And I say that because of what I'm seeing here Fibonacci-wise. I'm looking at the 50 EMA. That's probably going to climb up like this. And I think at some point in time, it's going to meet it at around this level. And then as I go back and I look at this chart and I look at the levels here, this is around 30 cents. I think it'll test 30 cents, but not at first. I can definitely see it coming to about this point and wanting to test these levels right in through here, which is, this is the 42 at the very low, it's 38. So I could see it definitely coming down to this point and then bouncing back up and maybe going up higher, or bouncing back up, going horizontal, and then maybe coming back down to test the 30 at a later date. But it'll be some oscillation before it happens and does that exactly. Now I mentioned there is a wild card, and here's the wild card. Right now, there's this article that was written, and it's a very good article, but essentially what it states is that, can Bitcoin stay above 18K, which it seems like it's going to do? And the question is, what's next? Well, the next question is, it could go higher. And if it goes higher, the altcoins could go with it. But the other thing that's really interesting is there is a shortage of Bitcoin in the exchanges. And we can see in this paragraph, what is interesting is this. Let me read it. What is even more interesting here is that nearly 2.5 billion Bitcoin are left to mine. Bitcoin right now is being pulled out of exchanges exceeding the amount of Bitcoin being mined per quarter, and that's a lot. This is supporting the supply shortage narrative on spot exchanges. And so this conversation is the reason why that the altcoins have experienced, and reading some other articles, why the altcoins have experienced such a rise in the past couple of days is because money is shifting from Bitcoin into the altcoins and causing them to go up, because then investors can see gains in the altcoins while Bitcoin is kind of figuring out what its next move is going to be. With that being said, if Bitcoin does some crazy things on price action in the next week, it could debunk everything I've just said, and we could see XRP exceeding 50 cents and going up and trying to touch up to 60 cents. So there you have it. What do you think? Do you think XRP will stay below 50 cents and drop back down into 30 cents range and test those levels within 30 cents, 32, 33 cents? Or do you think it's going to shoot through and try to test the level up at 60 cents? Love to hear about your comments down below. If you like this video, please smash the like button and definitely subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you be a part of the community. My name again is Chris Brown. This is Crypto Novus, where newbies like yourself become masters. See you again.